Before you skip this video because you think you've heard motivation before, answer me one question. Why are you still living the same life you were complaining about 6 months ago? Think about it. You said this year would be different. You promised yourself you'd become disciplined. You promised you'd stop procrastinating. You promised you'd finally build something that would make your family proud. So what happened? Did life stop you, or did you stop yourself? Because here's the truth. Nobody wants to hear. Success doesn't start when your circumstances change. Success starts the moment your standards change. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, waiting for money, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for someone to believe in them. And while they're waiting, someone else is building. Someone else is learning. Someone else is failing, improving, adapting, and getting stronger. The gap between successful people and average people isn't intelligence. It isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's speed successful people move. Average people think, they overthink, they analyze, they plan, they imagine, then they wait. And by the time they're ready, the opportunity belongs to someone else. Now listen carefully. I'm not saying planning is bad. Planning matters, but planning without execution is nothing more than sophisticated procrastination. Some of you have notebooks full of goals, phone notes full of business ideas, folders filled with courses you've never finished, books sitting on your shelf collecting dust. You don't have an information problem, you have an action problem. Your mind keeps convincing you that learning is the same as doing. It isn't. Reading about discipline doesn't make you disciplined. Watching motivational videos doesn't make you motivated. Listening to podcasts doesn't build your future. Action does. Everything changes when action begins. And that's exactly why most people never change, because action is uncomfortable. Action forces you to risk failure. Action forces you to face rejection. Action forces you to discover that you're not as good as you thought you were. And your ego hates that. Your ego would rather protect your image than improve your reality. That's why so many people keep talking about what they're going to do. Talking feels productive. Dreaming feels productive. Planning feels productive, but none of it counts. The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. Think about the strongest person you know. Do you think they woke up one morning fearless? No, fear never disappeared. They simply stopped asking fear for permission. That's the difference. Most people obey fear. Successful people acknowledge fear, then keep walking anyway. Your mind has been lying to you for years. It tells you that confidence comes before action. That's backwards. Confidence is the reward for action. Nobody is born confident. Confidence is built every single time you do something you didn't feel ready to do. Every difficult conversation, every early morning, every workout, every business risk, every presentation, every failure you survive, every promise you keep to yourself. Those moments become evidence that says, I've done hard things before. I can do hard things again. That's confidence. Not words, not affirmations, proof. And here's where most people destroy themselves. They break promises to themselves every single day. I'll wake up at 6, they hit snooze, I'll start eating healthy, fast food wins, I'll stop wasting time. 3 hours disappear on social media, then they wonder why they don't believe in themselves anymore. How could you if someone lied to you every single day? Would you trust them? Of course not. So why do you expect to trust yourself after breaking your own promises over and over again? Self-confidence isn't built by talking to yourself. It's built by keeping your word to yourself. Your reputation with the world matters, but your reputation with yourself matters even more. Because when nobody is watching, that's who you really are. Not the version you post online, not the version people compliment, the version that's alone with its thoughts, the version that decides whether to quit or keep going. That's your real identity. And your identity is built in private long before it's recognized in public. The biggest lie social media ever sold you is that success happens quickly. You see the result. You don't see the years of invisible work. You see the millionaire. You don't see the nights they questioned everything. You see the athlete lifting the trophy. You don't see the mornings they trained while everyone else was asleep. You see confidence. You don't see the thousands of moments where they chose courage over comfort. Everyone wants the reward. Very few people want the process. And that's why success remains expensive, because the price isn't money. The price is consistency. The price is sacrifice. The price is discipline when nobody is cheering for you. Most people quit because nobody claps during chapter 1. They expect recognition before results. That's not how life works. You earn applause after you've survived the silence. And trust me, the silence is where champions are built. The silence is where nobody believes in you. The silence is where your bank account doesn't match your vision. The silence is where your family questions your decisions. The silence is where your friends stop understanding you. The silence is where your habits either save you or destroy you. Can I tell you something that might change your life? Stop chasing motivation. Seriously, stop it. Motivation is emotional. It comes, it goes, it's unreliable. Some mornings you'll wake up feeling unstoppable. Other mornings you'll question everything if your success depends on how you feel. You've already lost. Feelings change every hour. Standards don't. That's why successful people build systems, not moods, habits, not excitement, discipline, not inspiration. Because discipline keeps working after motivation disappears. And here's something nobody tells you. Your brain isn't trying to make you successful. It's trying to keep you comfortable. Comfort is survival. Growth is risk. Every time you decide to wake up earlier, your brain fights back. Every time you decide to start that business, your brain imagines failure. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, your brain creates fear. Not because your dream is impossible, because your brain prefers the familiar over the unknown. Understanding this changes everything. Stop believing every thought you have. Your thoughts aren't always telling the truth. Sometimes they're simply protecting an old version of you that no longer deserves to exist. The life you want requires a different identity, a stronger identity, a more disciplined identity, a version of you that doesn't negotiate with excuses because every single morning, your comfort zone will try to hire you back. It will whisper, "Start tomorrow, take it easy, you deserve a break. You've got plenty of time." No, you don't. Time is moving, whether you move or not. Every day you delay your future. Someone else is building theirs. Every hour you spend making excuses, someone else is becoming harder to catch. Success isn't waiting for you. It never has. It belongs to the people willing to move before they're ready. So here's my challenge before you continue listening. Stop asking yourself whether you can become successful. That's the wrong question. Ask yourself something much harder. How much longer are you willing to stay average because you're afraid of being uncomfortable? Because the answer to that question will determine the rest of your life. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly challenged yourself? Not the version you post online, not the version you tell your friends about, the real version. The one that's alone at 2 in the morning. The one that knows exactly how many promises you've broken. Because here's what most people never understand. Your greatest enemy isn't another person. It isn't your competition. It isn't your boss. It isn't your circumstances. It's the voice inside your own head. The voice that always has a reason to quit. The voice that says, "You're too late. Someone else is already better. What if you fail? What if they laugh? What if you're not good enough?" Do you know what's scary? That voice sounds like it's trying to protect you, but it's not. It's protecting your comfort. There's a huge difference. Comfort has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. Failure teaches, comfort hypnotizes, failure hurts once. Comfort slowly steals years from your life without you even realizing it. That's why average people don't wake up one day and decide to become average. It happens one comfortable decision at a time. One alarm clock ignored, one workout skipped, one difficult conversation avoided, one opportunity postponed, one excuse repeated, one promise broken. Then another and another, until one day, you look around and realize you've spent years building a life you never wanted. Not because life defeated you, because your habits quietly did. Listen carefully. Your habits are casting votes every single day. Every decision is voting for the person you're becoming. When you choose discipline, you're voting for strength. When you choose excuses, you're voting for success. When you choose comfort, you're voting for regret. Your future isn't waiting somewhere ahead. You're building it right now, with every single choice you make. That's why I don't care what your goals are. Everybody has goals. Losers have goals. Winners have systems. Goals tell you where you want to go. Systems decide whether you'll ever get there. And here's the brutal truth. Your system right now is producing exactly the life you're living. If your bank account frustrates you, look at your habits. If your body disappoints you, look at your habits. Everything comes back to repetition. Success isn't an event, it's repetition. Failure isn't an event, it's repetition. Failure isn't an event, it's repetition. You don't suddenly become successful. You become successful after making thousands of decisions that nobody applauded. The world celebrates the championship. It ignores the practice. The world celebrates the business. It ignores the sleepless nights. The world celebrates confidence. It ignores the years of insecurity that had to be conquered first. People love the outcome. They avoid the process. That's why so few people ever separate themselves from the crowd. They want extraordinary results. With ordinary effort, that will never happen. Ever. You cannot build an extraordinary life while protecting an ordinary mindset. You have to become someone different. And becoming someone different requires killing the version of yourself that's comfortable being average. Think about that. The person you're trying to become and the person you are today cannot exist at the same time. One of them has to disappear. You cannot keep your old excuses and expect a new life. You cannot keep your old habits and expect different results. You cannot keep your old identity and expect extraordinary success. Growth demands sacrifice. Not just sacrificing time, not just sacrificing sleep. Sometimes you have to sacrifice the version of yourself you've become attached to. The lazy version, the distracted version, the version that constantly needs validation, the version that's addicted to being liked. Because let me tell you something, the moment you become serious about your future, some people will become uncomfortable, not because you've changed, because your discipline reminds them of what they're refusing to become. Average people love average company. Misery loves company, excuses love agreement. The second you stop making excuses, you'll notice something interesting. Some people stop supporting you. They'll call you obsessed, too serious, too focused, too ambitious. Good, that means you're finally moving in a direction they don't understand. Never expect average people to understand extraordinary commitment. They're speaking two different languages. One language says, take it easy. The other says, do it anyway. One language says, you deserve a break. The other says, you haven't earned one. One language says, life is unfair. The other says, so what? Choose your language carefully, because eventually it becomes your identity. Now here's something I wish someone had told me years ago. Stop competing with other people. Seriously, it's a waste of energy. There's always going to be someone richer, stronger, smarter, more talented. If your confidence depends on being better than everyone else, you'll spend your life insecure. Instead, compete with yesterday's version of yourself. That's the only competition that matters. Were you more disciplined today? Did you learn something new today? Did you become mentally stronger today? Did you keep one more promise to yourself today? That's progress, real progress. Because success isn't about becoming perfect. It's about refusing to stay the same. And let's talk about something almost nobody wants to admit. Most people don't actually fear failure, they fear responsibility. Because the moment you accept responsibility, you lose your excuses. You can't blame your parents forever. You can't blame your childhood forever. You can't blame your friends forever. You can't blame society forever. At some point, you have to look in the mirror and say, my life is my responsibility. That's not unfair. That's freedom. Because if your choices created your current life, then your choices can create a better one. Isn't that powerful? You're not trapped. You're conditioned. And conditioning can be changed. One decision at a time, one habit at a time, one disciplined day at a time. People keep asking, what's the secret to success? There isn't one. Wake up. Keep your word. Do the work. Repeat. That's it. It's not exciting. It's not glamorous. It's not easy, but it works every single time. Because success doesn't belong to the smartest person. It belongs to the one who refuses to quit when everything inside them wants to stop. So before you move on, ask yourself one question. When life gets difficult, are you becoming stronger or are you becoming another person with a new excuse? Because that answer will determine who you're becoming long before success ever arrives. Let me ask you something. When did pain become the enemy? Seriously, who convinced you that life was supposed to be comfortable? Who told you that if something feels difficult, you're probably on the wrong path? Because the truth is exactly the opposite. Pain is proof that you're leaving your old identity behind. Every single person you admire has one thing in common. They've been through pain. Not once. Again, and again, and again. The difference is, they stopped asking, why is this happening to me? And started asking, what is this trying to teach me? That question changes everything. Because life doesn't hand out pain to destroy you. It hands out pain to expose you. Pain exposes your patience. Pain exposes your discipline. Pain exposes your standards. Pain exposes whether you're committed or just interested. There's a huge difference between being interested and being committed. When you're interested, you'll work when it's convenient. When you're committed, you'll work even when everything inside you wants to quit. Interested people love motivation. Committed people love discipline. Interested people chase results. Committed people fall in love with the process. That's why committed people eventually become unstoppable. Not because they're special, because they keep showing up after everyone else disappears. Think about the gym. The first week is exciting, the second week is uncomfortable. By the third week, most people disappear, not because the workouts became impossible, because the excitement disappeared. They confused excitement with commitment. Never make that mistake. Excitement fades. Discipline stays. The same thing happens in business. The first few weeks, everyone's excited. They picture the success. They imagine the money. They dream about freedom. Then reality arrives. No customers, no attention, no results. Suddenly, the dream doesn't feel exciting anymore, and that's exactly where average people quit. They expect results before they've earned them. Listen carefully. The universe doesn't reward enthusiasm, it rewards consistency. You don't get paid for wanting success, you get paid for becoming the kind of person who deserves success. And becoming that person hurts. It hurts waking up early, it hurts saying no to distractions, it hurts watching everyone else relax while you're still working, it hurts sacrificing comfort today for freedom tomorrow. But let me ask you something. Which pain would you rather live with? The pain of discipline or the pain of regret? Because one of them is temporary, the other follows you for the rest of your life.